There is a kind of strength that does not need to explain itself. It does not shout. It does not chase attention. It does not panic when someone misunderstands you. It does not fall apart because life becomes uncomfortable. This strength is the ability to stay calm when the world tries to disturb you. And in a world where everyone is reacting, defending, comparing, and seeking approval, the person who can stay unbothered becomes powerful. But staying unbothered does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop giving your peace to things that do not deserve control over your mind. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." That is the foundation of staying unbothered. Not controlling people, not controlling outcomes, not controlling the world, but controlling your judgment, your response, and your attention. So here are the main Stoic principles that will help you stay unbothered in modern life. The first step to staying unbothered is learning the difference between what belongs to you and what does not. Most people suffer because they try to control things that were never theirs to control. They try to control what people think. They try to control who respects them. They try to control who appreciates them. They try to control how fast success comes. They try to control whether life is fair. And because these things are outside their control, they become frustrated, anxious, and emotionally exhausted. Epictetus taught that some things are within our control and others are not. What is within your control? Your thoughts, your choices, your actions, your discipline, your attitude, your boundaries, your response. What is not within your control? Other people's opinions, other people's moods, other people's actions, the past, the future, the timing of life, the way people choose to treat you. When you confuse these two, you lose your peace. Someone ignores you and you become disturbed. Someone criticizes you and you feel attacked. Someone succeeds faster than you and you start comparing. Something goes wrong and you feel like life is against you. But the Stoic pauses and asks, "Is this within my control?" That question brings you back to reality. If it is not in your control, stop giving it ownership over your mind. If it is in your control, act with wisdom and discipline. This is how peace begins. Not by making life perfect, but by focusing your energy only where your power actually exists. 2. Stop taking everything personally. One of the fastest ways to lose your peace is to make everything about you. Someone is quiet and you think they are angry with you. Someone does not reply quickly and you think they are disrespecting you. Someone disagrees with you and you feel attacked. Someone rejects you and you feel worthless. But not everything is personal. Sometimes people are dealing with their own pain. Sometimes people are distracted. Sometimes people are immature. Sometimes people are simply acting from their own nature. The Stoic does not immediately turn every event into an insult. The Stoic steps back and asks, "What else could this mean?" This question creates space, and space gives you freedom. Because when you take everything personally, you become easy to control. A look can disturb you. A tone can ruin your day. A comment can stay in your mind for hours. A rejection can make you question your worth. But when you stop making everything about you, people lose power over your emotional state. Their mood belongs to them. Their opinion belongs to them. Their behavior belongs to them. Your response belongs to you. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that people act according to what they believe is right, even when they are mistaken. This does not mean you excuse bad behavior. It means you do not let bad behavior poison your inner world. You can notice disrespect without absorbing it. You can recognize immaturity without becoming angry. You can walk away without needing to prove anything. Staying unbothered means refusing to carry what was never yours. 3. Do not react immediately. Most people lose their peace in the first few seconds. They feel anger, then speak. They feel fear, then panic. They feel hurt, then defend themselves. They feel rejected, then chase. But the Stoic understands that the first emotion is not always the wisest guide. A feeling can appear without becoming your master. Anger can rise without becoming your voice. Fear can appear without becoming your decision. Hurt can visit without becoming your identity. The space between feeling and reaction is where your freedom lives. That pause is powerful. Before you reply to the message, pause. Before you defend yourself, pause. Before you explain too much, pause. Before you make a permanent decision from a temporary emotion, pause. Ask yourself, will this response bring me peace or pull me deeper into chaos? This question protects you from your ego, because the ego wants to react now. The ego wants the last word. The ego wants to prove itself. The ego wants to win the moment. But wisdom asks, what will I respect tomorrow? A calm response does not mean weakness. Silence does not mean fear. Walking away does not mean defeat. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is refuse to be pulled into emotional disorder. The person who can provoke you can control you. If they know exactly what makes you angry, they have a key to your mind. If they know silence makes you desperate, they have a key. If they know criticism makes you defend yourself, they have a key. Staying unbothered means taking the key back. 4. Stop needing approval to feel worthy. A lot of inner disturbance comes from needing to be seen a certain way. You want people to respect you. You want people to understand you. You want people to value your effort. You want people to choose you. These are normal human desires. But when they become needs, you become fragile. Because now your peace depends on someone else's reaction. If they praise you, you feel good. If they ignore you, you feel invisible. If they approve of you, you feel worthy. If they criticize you, you feel broken. That is not freedom. That is emotional dependence. The Stoic builds worth on character, not applause. Ask yourself, did I act with patience? Did I speak with honesty? Did I choose discipline? Did I respect myself? Did I do what was right, even when no one praised me? This is a stronger foundation, because people can misunderstand you. They can overlook you. They can reject you. They can criticize you. But they cannot take your character unless you surrender it. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike the person who harmed you." That means you do not lower yourself because someone else acted poorly. You do not become bitter because someone was unfair. You do not become cruel because someone was cruel to you. You do not lose yourself trying to prove your worth. The unbothered person does not need everyone to recognize their value. They live from their values. That is where real confidence comes from. 5. Accept reality without becoming passive. Many people misunderstand acceptance. They think acceptance means weakness. They think it means doing nothing. They think it means allowing disrespect. But Stoic acceptance is not passivity. Acceptance means seeing reality clearly without wasting energy denying it. It means saying, "This is happening. Now what is the wise response?" Not, "This should not be happening." Not, "Why is life doing this to me?" Not, "I cannot believe this person acted this way." Those reactions may feel natural, but they do not change reality. They only add suffering. When you resist reality, you suffer twice. First, you suffer the event. Then, you suffer your argument with the event. The Stoic removes the second suffering. If someone shows you who they are, accept it. Then decide what boundary is needed. If a plan fails, accept it. Then adjust your next action. If someone rejects you, accept it. Then return to your own path. If life becomes difficult, accept it. Then meet it with courage. Acceptance does not mean you approve of everything. It means you stop wasting your strength fighting what has already happened. Then you use that strength to respond well. This is practical power. You cannot control everything that happens, but you can always choose the next wise action. 6. Protect your peace with boundaries. Staying unbothered does not mean staying available to everything. Some people disturb your peace because you keep giving them access. Some situations drain you because you keep returning to them. Some conversations exhaust you because you keep trying to be understood by people committed to misunderstanding you. Stoicism is not about tolerating chaos forever. It is about responding with wisdom. Sometimes wisdom means staying calm. Sometimes wisdom means speaking clearly. Sometimes wisdom means walking away. Sometimes wisdom means creating distance. A boundary is not hatred. A boundary is self-respect. You can say no without guilt. You can leave without drama. You can stop explaining without becoming rude. You can protect yourself without attacking anyone. Being unbothered means you do not become chaos while removing yourself from chaos. That is mature strength. Many people think power looks like domination, but Stoic power often looks like restraint. The argument you do not continue, the message you do not send, the insult you do not return, the emotional trap you do not enter, the peace you refuse to trade. This is not weakness, this is discipline. 7. Train your mind daily. No one becomes unbothered by accident. Peace is not something you find once and keep forever. It is something you practice. Every day the world will test you. People may be rude, plans may change, life may feel uncertain, your emotions may rise, old fears may return, but each day is a chance to practice. In the morning, prepare your mind. Say to yourself, today I may meet difficult people. I may face delays. I may be misunderstood. I may feel pressure. But none of these things can control my response unless I allow them. This is not negative thinking. This is mental preparation. Marcus Aurelius did this. He reminded himself that difficult people would appear, so he would not be surprised by them. When you expect life to be perfect, every problem feels like betrayal. But when you expect life to include obstacles, you stop being shocked by ordinary human difficulty. At night, reflect. Ask yourself, where did I give away my peace today? Where did I react too quickly? Where did I act with wisdom? What can I do better tomorrow? This is how the Stoic mind is built. Not through theory, through daily practice. Small pauses, small choices, small acts of discipline. Over time, these small moments become inner strength. To stay unbothered is not to become emotionless. It is to become free. Free from needing everyone's approval. Free from reacting to every insult. Free from carrying every opinion. Free from fighting what you cannot control. Free from letting temporary events create permanent damage inside you. The world will still be loud. People will still be unpredictable. Life will still test you. But you do not have to hand over your peace. Your mind is your inner kingdom. Many things may approach the gate. Criticism may knock. Rejection may knock. Disrespect may knock. Fear may knock. Comparison may knock. But not everything deserves entry. Let it knock. You do not have to open the door. Return to what is yours. Your breath, your judgment, your character, your response, your next action. Everything else is outside the gate. And the more you practice this, the more you realize something powerful. Being unbothered is not about escaping life. It is about standing calmly inside it. If this message helped you, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom and write in the comments, "My peace belongs to me."